cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life. But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
Hey everyone, today we are talking about a rumored Season 7 location that will presumably be present in the show during Dany's story arc. This is big news and the community has been talking about it for a while now. So with that being said, if you are not caught up with the show, this is your spoiler warning. Okay, fans that live in Ireland have just recently been talking about some things that they have been seeing going on in Belfast for pre-production and also just in the past week, early production for the Game of Thrones Season 7. People have apparently seen some different sets and filming locations being used that are leading fans to believe that they have a jump start on certain events and scenes that we will view in the next season. One of these locations is apparently a massive set being built that resembles a popular and talked about location in the book series located in King's Landing. The location I'm speaking of is the Dragonpit. Now the Dragonpit is a massive building that sits atop a big hill in King's Landing where Targaryen dragons would reside during the long Targaryen reign on the Iron Throne. Now before I get into the history and the importance of the pit, just remember this: Daenerys is sailing to Westeros with her eyes on the Iron Throne. She is bringing along her 3 dragons, and in the pre-production teaser trailer we hear Tyrion say, "Welcome home, my queen." Now this is a comment to Daenerys, and he could be saying this in reference to multiple locations, like Dragonstone, the island sitting off the coast of Westeros holding the ancestral Targaryen seat during the days of Aegon the Conqueror. There is a chance Dany's fleet will stop there before making final landfall in Westeros, but Tyrion could also just be saying welcome home in reference to Westeros itself as a whole. This is probably most likely since they could virtually land anywhere and it would make sense of what Tyrion says. But lastly, he may be saying this as they arrive to King's Landing. That's their overall goal, so why not? It's not like we expect her to never make it to King's Landing. I mean, the most damning evidence is the shadow of a dragon over King's Landing in one of Bran's Season 6 visions. While it could be Drogon flying all over the place on his own like we saw during the Valyria scenes, I would guess that it means Daenerys will be there too. It may be in ruins currently, but that's beside the point. The Dragon Pit was built on top of this big hill in the middle of the city, where a sept once stood that Balerion the Black Dread burned down during a time where there was a faith militant uprising, kind of like what has happened recently. Actually, almost exactly what just happened, except the Targaryens used a dragon instead of wildfire like Cersei did. Anyway, after that, a dragon pit was commissioned on top of the ruins of the sept. During the time that the pit was used, dragons who were kept there apparently never reached the size of their ancestors who were free to roam and fly in the open. Just like in Westeros today, there were some well-known evil and cruel individuals, and this went just the same for some of the Targaryen kings that sat on the throne. At one point, so many hungry citizens band together and stormed the dragon pit, killing 5 dragons, along with thousands of citizens also dying. The pit was burned to ruins and remains a memory in time for the vengeance that took over the minds of so many tens of thousands of people. In Season 7, we expect to see a heavy focus on Daenerys and her movement to King's Landing. And now that she has dragons for the first time in so many Targaryen generations, it would seem probable to bring up the dragon pit in the story. I couldn't imagine Daenerys wanting to resort to housing her dragons again in a closed-off space like she did in Meereen. The dome of the pit has collapsed and is open now, but still, she probably will want her dragons close by her side. At least I would if I was in her shoes. But to think about it, the dragon pit may not just be used for dragons at all. In fact, way back during 209 and 210 AC, there was a major plague in the 7 kingdoms, killing at least 4 out of every 10 people living in King's Landing, where the sickness was the worst. The plague's deaths got so bad that bodies were being thrown into the dragon pit and burned with wildfire by pyromancers. Later in the timeline during Robert's Rebellion, more wildfire was stashed in the ruins of the pit. With wildfire being recently used and possibly a plan to use more, will we see the ruins of the dragon pit burn again? Let me know in the comments if you want to see the Dragon Pit in the show and how it should be used in Season 7. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a great day, take care, and I will see you tomorrow.